25 to the 30, breaks it to the outside, to the 35 to the 40, to the 45 to the 50-yard line, needs a block and gets it at the 45 to the 40, to the 35 to the 30, to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Johnny Williams. Oak Ridge.
Single man left. Helton will roll to the left side. He's in trouble. He fumbles the ball. Intercepted by Oak Ridge. Picked off at the 50. Ron Black 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. You did it one too many times, Todd Helton. That one picked off by Black into the end zone. 64-yard run by Ron Black. And Oak Ridge takes the...
That's intercepted down the sideline. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. The Wildcats, Dallas sprint, and that might do it.
I said that they have to go to Knoxville 3 times this year, so I just don't know what the reason was, but obviously it was a big crowd for the Wildcats, and here we come down the 72 steps. Everybody's kind of getting ready to getting fired up. You know, start out, they run a little quarterback run here. You have Quavez Williams kind of fitting it up. Felt like we did a nice job. The quarterback, David, man, he was small and he could really move a little bit. So we kind of bodied him up right here. You know, we're starting out. There's Demillion Porter there with the run. He kind of is able to, you know, get out there and get some positive momentum going. So there you see it right there. Nice little run. You know, the offensive line did a great job blocking. You got a couple of them in here, Baffert and Young.
And your receivers do a good job of blocking too.
Yeah, we're trying to kind of, you know, play 11-on-11 football. Stansberry, nice little check down to Malik Howard. We're trying to hit Presley here on the bomb, and, you know, they had a pretty good little pass rush there, and number 4 was a really good player for him. But that's kind of a little check down throw right there. Blaine does a nice job of escaping, hitching up in the pocket, drifting out to the right, and the ball's thrown to Malik. So there's the bubble to Jarrell Jimerson. You know, receivers doing a nice job blocking again. And we're just kind of taking what they give us. One thing you notice, David, their defensive backs were playing 10 or 12 yards off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have guys playing that deep off the ball, you kind of have to throw underneath and just take what the defense gives you. So there's kind of the nice little throw and catch. So, again, here's a nice little throw to Malik Howard. You know, we kind of get him on the matchup with a smaller player. And Blaine does a good job of just kind of throwing it in the seam there. So, nice execution first drive. Really good throw. He kind of threw him open. What that means is right when Malik comes out of the break. Okay, what I was alluding to, they forced a fumble down by the goal line, so we brought in our goal line defensive package. Believe it or not, there's, you know, Jared Baffert playing some nose guard, Tabjay Walters, Malik in there, and we get a safety. So we really, Dom Vasquez, we really pressure the point of attack, and we're up 2-0. So Dobyns-Bennnett has to kick off the ball from the 20. So, you know, there's Presley coming up. We get some pretty good blocking there. We just didn't really have a seam. But, you know, guys are blocking. We just don't really have a seam, David. So they do a good job kicking the ball in the corner.
Yeah, short return, though, but you still had great field position.
Yeah, I mean, you can't argue we're at the 50-yard line, 50-yard line. There's Porter again with a jump cut. You know, does a good job there of, you know, like you said, he takes it out, jump cuts through, and does a really good job there getting a first down. So, again, there's the bubble to Howard. So, again, we're all doing a good job there of just making sure that everybody's running the right route. We kind of catch them in a defensive stunt. It looks like they're kind of moving out. And as you see, they're kind of stemming out, and we kind of hit it up inside. Obviously, do a good job. Mill does a good job running the football right there. So we're up, what are we up here, 9-0 in the first half. And
your line is just throwing people down.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing a good job. You know, the offensive line left to right, you know, you got Baffert, Young. They'll be in here tonight. Caden Shipman's a sophomore center. You have Torrey Holt as a right guard and Nate Stevens as a right tackle. That's kind of the offensive unit, you know. Gabe Arrington, Tristan Chartrand, they've played some as a rotational players on the offensive line. And we feel like that group is doing a great job of blocking who they're supposed to block. So we're back on defense. I like this play because we get the quarterback going east and west. So there's King Sandoval coming down to Monte Bishop. You know, there's Blake Woody, Wayne Gibson. Jarrell Jimerson does a good job there with the low tackle. And that's what we teach our DBs. You know, we have smaller defensive backs, so we don't want them shouldering up people. Here's Bishop again. And, David, you had mentioned the score. I think this was actually a spot they went for it. I think it's 9-0. And I believe on the next play was a 4th down play. They had a guy open and just could not complete it.
Correct.
So, that was the drive there. It was, very interesting decision by them. They had a good kicker, 9-3, kind of make it a possession there. So there's Stansbury to Adam Washington there with a nice hitch route.
You can see the good crowd back there.
Oh, yeah. It packed out. And I thought it would be for DB, just kind of getting them back on the schedule. Probably a little bit more interest in the community than maybe just anybody else. So we're going to sprint out, a little ball to Presley. So all these R's, essentially, these are just wide run plays. We're just trying to, move the ball down the field. They're playing soft coverage. There's not a whole lot of seams to get the ball down the field. I thought this was a great play. I think DB scored by now, so it's 9-7. And we boot out. There's Jarrell here on the drag. I think that so we're sitting right there. And what a catch by Malik Howard right here.
Just kind of pulled it in and snatched it away.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this, Blaine has some time. Kind of gets the ball. Like to see him drive into that throw a little bit more. But, Malik does a great job. He gets the ball up. Malik does a great job there of just getting low and just snagging it, off his knees. And then we actually called a tempo play. This is a rocket for us. It's one word, one call. And we kind of caught DB off guard. So we called it, and they weren't really lined up right, David, and we got 12, 13 yards right there. So now this is a nice little design, the old running T throwback. So what we're doing is we're going to fake a pause block and then just take it off. And Blaine really makes a nice throw right there of just kind of giving Mill a chance to, throw the ball there and just kind of skate in the end zone.
I thought that was a great call on y'all's plug.
Yeah, it was a really good call. We're sitting there, and I guess when you build the game plan, you're trying to find the score plays. Where do you call certain plays at? And to me, that's a play you can call on any point, any part of the field. Nice play by Jarrell. We kind of got robbed on this one.
Yes, you did. You're about to see an angle of it where you see you got robbed.
So, Jarrell comes up.
He's got the ball. Watch the official here. He's surprised that guy doesn't have the ball. He's looking at him like up, down, and like, look, Jarrell definitely has the ball.
Yeah, it was noticeable in live. But, we just told him you just got to respond. That's a play you can put on your highlight film. Anybody who's watching that film thinks, hey, the ball was picked off. So part of it, it's just part of the adversity of Friday night. You got to respond, and this was a great play by Dom Vasquez. 4th and 1. We string it out. Watch him right here. He grabs the guy, kind of makes a nice effort play, and that's just a great effort play by Dom Vasquez, number 73. And then Stansbury makes a nice play right here on the scramble. This was the drive that Blaine decided, hey, if nobody's open, we've kind of been saying this. If you don't like what you got, just stay north and south and move the chains. And
this is the most I remember him running in one game in a long time.
Yeah, well, you got to think about early on. The Halls game, we were just a little discombobulated. But then, the last couple games, we just been big playing people, and then, this game it was kind of like you got to play a little bit. I think right now it's 16-7. 16-7. We're kind of driving now with our second series in the second half. After we had another turnover, and we felt like this would be good because when you run the running back a lot, you fake that ball to the running back, and the quarterback counters. Blaine does a nice job handling the high snap. There he goes, and. Obviously, we get a great job. It's, you see zero kind of over pursue. And I think right now DB's kind of like, well, it's 23-7. Torrey Holt, Malik Howard there with a nice block. What now?
I was just going to say, watching Blaine celebrate, it's one of the few times he doesn't usually show this much emotion right there, but look at him here.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously we're all fired up. You know, we scored, and I think it's kind of one of those things that, you know,
he doesn't usually do that. That's kind of unusual for him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was excited. So, as we all should be, we're up 23-7. Now we're another fourth down play. We got Caden Stewart there driving on the snag route. So as you see, it's fourth down, and we didn't bring heat this time. We played zone, and you know, obviously Dobyns-Bennnett, you know, it never really could capitalize. So there's a little screen to Presley here. Obviously, they did a good job of just playing way off of him, and then with the screens, the one time we had like a 35, 40-yard screen, it got called back. So we've been emphasizing our guys all week is like perimeter blocking. If you get jersey tugged and hold, the play is a drive killer. And Blaine does a nice job here getting the ball to Will, kind of fadeaway throw.
I thought when he first threw it, he was out of bounds, but clearly you'll see he's
Well, I think it's a good throw because the only person who could catch the ball would be Will. So either it's caught or it's out of bounds. And here's a nice little throw to Malik Howard. So what we're doing is we're running the ball. We're throwing quick. You know, David, these hitch routes start adding up, and next thing you know, we're in Dobyns-Bennnett territory again. And as you see, that's a little RPO. Nice throw there. You know, we just we're taking what the defense gives you. There's Blaine again with a nice run. So, again, he escapes the pocket. He can do this. He's going to need to do this if he's getting region play. You know, the competition, you know, we've been telling the guys, you know, you're playing 6A football. I mean, everybody's going to have some decent players. So it's going to come down to, you know, can you make these plays right here? Can you escape the pocket, get a first down? Eli Pearson, what a kick. You know, you Gage Pellegrin on the snap, Adam Washington on the hold, Eli on the kick. He just booted that ball 42-yarder. Probably could have been good from 55. I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
that ball was smoked.
He does that in practice too.
Yeah. Now, I was a little disappointed, not with Wayne Gibson right there on that finish, but I felt like at times we let 10 off the hook. A couple times we had a chance to really smoke him and didn't do it. But, you know, Wayne Gibson kind of comes up with a nice gator roll tackle. And we are able to now, I believe it's 26-7. We've had a big stop down there on fourth down. And all we're trying to do is just run the clock out. So I felt like it was just, hey, let's just run the ball. And, you know, it's still, you know, fourth quarter, we're kind of trucking away at it. Here was kind of the finisher, David. We get a nice run by, you know, Mill Porter there running counter. Adam Washington leading the way.
And they high five as they go into the end zone.
The high five as you go in, and I think Adam kind of got the short end of the stick on the high five, didn't he? If you watch this.
There he goes, right.
There he goes. The number one's like I just. Yeah. But, you know, good finish. I mean, you know, we're just trying to run the clock out and probably could have kneeled the ball, but we just thought it'd be good just to – I think at that point we had to run one more play, and we took it to the end zone.
And here comes the player interviews afterwards with Alex Myers down on the field. We'll go to the sound on that. Eventually.
To him, so whether he likes it or not, we're going to talk to King Sandoval now. King, you're not expecting this, but I want to talk, if we can get away from that speaker just a little bit. You guys, I thought that the strength of this team all week was supposed to be built on their offense and defensive line. Maybe not quite the athletes that they've had in the past, but obviously very big up front. I thought both lines of scrimmage, you guys dominated tonight.
Yeah, I thought we did too.
Is that something, what do you think caused that? Is that something that you guys knew you'd be able to do, or were you thinking maybe it was going to be a little more competitive?
The run game, like, I thought it was going to be, like, different, more, like, stronger.
You think it helped you guys getting that safety early on? Because it seemed like after you guys got that, it seemed like the confidence was totally off the charts for you guys.
Yeah, once we got that safety, we started picking it up more.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you, King. Great game, and congrats on a 4-0 start.
Thank you.
Here is Dominic Vasquez. I would like to talk to Dominic as well because you had, I thought, a pivotal play of this game that kind of put the game away. You guys were up, I think, 16-7 still. There was a 4th down near midfield, and it felt like if Dobyns-Bennnett could score on that drive, they could be back in it. I, on the air, said, well, he's past Dominic, and then I said, wait a second, no, he's not. It looked like he was past you, and then almost like a leash, you just pulled the guy back. Walk me through that play, and walk me through how you got that stop.
Well, I knew that I had to contain outside, right? And I really didn't know what was going through my head. I just knew I had to make the play for my team. So I went over. I missed the tackle at first, and I grabbed him by, I guess, his jersey, and I had to pull him down.
Well, I talked to King Sandoval a minute ago. The strength of this Dobyns-Bennnett team, I was told all week, was their lines of scrimmage, both offensive and defense. And you could see by their players, it was a big group. And I'm sure a strong and tough group. But you guys, I don't want to say you had your way, but you guys clearly won that battle, and you won it from the start. At what point did you guys realize, hey, we can handle these guys?
After the first drive, we kind of read and we figure out what kind of opponents that we're playing, and we figure out what works and what to do and what to not do, and we just had to win the line of scrimmage because I knew that was going to be the turning point of this game, the line of scrimmage, and we figured out what we needed to do, and we won it.
Hey, great job tonight. Congrats on a great start. 4-0 to start the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Mill, now you're going to correct me here. How many times did you score tonight? I thought it was 3. I was told it was 2. What was the right answer?
3.
3? Okay, see, if you talk to a running back, if you get in the end zone, you're never going to forget that. The last one, were you thinking touchdown that whole time? Because everybody in the building, I think, was thinking, all right, this is the last play of the game. This is the last play they have to run. Just kind of hand it off and get this game over with. And then next thing you know, you're running down the sideline. Did you plan on scoring at that point, or are you always trying to score?
My mindset is always trying to score, but going into that carry, I knew we had to get the first down. And then I seen the cutback. I seen nobody was in my blind spots. I just kept running and got the touchdown.
You had Adam Washington streaking down the sideline, and we could see from up there as you guys got closer and closer, he was shielding off a defender. And it looked like you guys maybe kind of high-fived. Did that happen?
Yeah.
Okay, you play behind just a tremendous offensive line. A couple new guys, but they have gelled so quickly. It seems like the offensive and defensive line dominated this game, and that was really their strength, was their line of scrimmage. What did you think? At what point did you realize, hey, we can handle these guys up front?
No, first quarter, great blocks, great. We had some good, decent runs. I knew coming out of halftime, we talked about it. It was going to be there. It's going to be there. Just keep going. That's what we did.
I want to ask you, as a running back, what your greatest strength, I think, you're fast, you're strong, you're quick. But I think, to me, your greatest strength is your vision and your patience. What do you take most pride in running the ball? Because your style, they've had so many good running backs over the years, but your style is kind of unique. What is your greatest strength as a back?
I feel like it's my vision, too. I think I have great vision. I think I know when to cut, how to cut, and do all the things I need to do to make good runs and get good yards.
We go up to 6A this year, and there's a lot of chatter. Can Oak Ridge handle it? How will they respond? Well, you started 3-0, looked really good doing it, but this is the first 6A team you've played. So do you guys feel like this is going to continue to build that confidence that, hey, what we've done before, we're continuing to do no matter who's on the field?
Yeah, this game was very important as far as 6A. We got a lot of doubters talking about 6A, but we know as a team we can play with whoever.
All right, thank you so much, Mill. Great game, a 3-touchdown game for DeMillion Porter, while the Wildcats are off to a 4-0 start.
Thank you.
Alex Myers for always being there on the field after the ball games to talk to your guys. The only thing I can think about this game, we're going to play the plays of the week in a second, but the clock didn't work in the first half, and you had a couple too many turnovers in that game. Other than that, good win.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like I said, with ball security, we had 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and interception. So we're always trying to emphasize ball security. The clock didn't work, but, I mean, that kind of helped us. David DB ran out of time there before half. So, we're still trying to clean up some stuff. I think, defensively we're giving up 9.7 points a game. We're not really having a lot of major bust. So I think we're kind of playing some good football there. Offensively, it's just a matter of execution, just making sure that we're aligned there and, just some stuff to work on.
Let's go ahead and do the plays of the week. And I know I'm going to be speaking to a couple linemen that are not the blockers of the week. I could put them as blockers of the week
this is the weekly Adam shot. No, boy. Block of the week, we got Malik Howard on here, does a great job. Hey, David, if you're a tight end, you have to block and catch the ball. So, and play, on the line of scrimmage too. So there's Malik with a nice block. Blaine Stansbury right here. I think this is going to be the quarterback counter. So you flash, and then the linebackers lose kind of eye discipline, and we kind of kick it out, and there goes Blaine in the end zone. And you talked a little bit about the emotion right there. Really excited to score that touchdown. Don Vasquez, defensive play of the week. I felt like this was big. 4th down. He stays flat down the line. He leverages the block. And this is a huge play in the game. We get a 4th down stop. We're still up 16-7. Special teams, Eli Pearson, easy decision. This ball was crushed.
42 yards
nice
out.
Snap, nice hold. The operation was clean right there. That's one of the cleanest operations we've had in the game. The ball was just really crushed and could have been good from like 55 yards. So maybe we get down there and we'll give him a chance to make a 50. What's the school record again? 58 or so? 52. Okay. So I think Eli would have a shot to do that. So hopefully we can figure a time out to try to attempt a 55-yard field goal.
This team isn't the biggest hitting team that I've seen. It's hard to find hits of the week every week, but, good fundamental tackling.
Well, we're swarming to the ball, but, yeah, it's not just a destroy-you type group. Nice throw here by Blaine, nice catch by Mill, and then, we do a nice job there getting in the end zone. That's big. We don't want to be in 4th and 1. Not 4th and 1. I always get nervous when the ball's on the 1-yard line. So you always want to try to score when you can, and that's a great reel right there.
Coach, we've got 2 seniors coming up here in a moment, Jared Bafford and Elijah Young. But first, Monday night, obviously Kingsport didn't want to bring their junior varsity or freshmen down here. You scheduled your old alma mater and some freshmen and some junior varsity. Let's roll those highlights here. I'll let you describe what you see, and then we'll take a break.
Yeah,
and bring the seniors
we're
up.
in a situation. This was the first freshman-only game, so you're seeing Jackson Billingsley carry the ball. We felt like, we had a couple freshmen play up with the JV. We didn't really have a lot of bodies out there to play against Maryville's freshmen. So I think the first drive we did a nice job of, you got Everett Hartman playing quarterback, who's really not a quarterback. So we're trying to figure out who can, he's been doing it a little bit, same with Amari Bishop.
I think this first drive, I think we had the ball for like 7 minutes.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do. He's pulling the ball there, and, I did not get a chance based off our obligations with the varsity practice and kind of getting ready for Cleveland to really see the first part of this game. So, obviously I know it kind of went south in the second half a little bit, but there's Kamani Willis there with a nice hit. Now you're seeing him kind of carrying the ball. We don't have the largest freshman group in terms of numbers, but we have some guys that, there's Trey's year 3, Oliver Poggle. Here's Ben Hartman, leveraging the guy out of bounds, but it's, they're a fun group to coach. Not a lot of them. So there's Spencer Hatmaker there with a nice sack.
Yeah, I was going to warn you, these are going to come at you quick.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming down there Monday, David, getting some footage of them, and I know they're appreciative of that. Do a good job here with the pass breakup. There's Kamani Willis again, and there's Everett Hartman on kickoff return as far as, just kind of making sure that we get the ball out. And I would feel like, like Josiah didn't play. He's a JV varsity player. Braylon Payne didn't play. So, we're probably don't have the bodies right now just overall as like a Maryville, but I think we'll be super competitive with them in the varsity part of it here coming up week 11. And, there's a nice throw to Kamani Willis. Amari Bishop there with a nice throw. He's not really a quarterback either. We didn't really have a quarterback in that group. But like you said, David, the freshmen competed. And then, of course, the JV game kind of went south in a hurry. I was really disappointed in the JV game. JV team's 3-0, and we didn't really play like it, and this was a big play because Zakai Booth makes a nice play, and then I think the next play we give up a score. So we had Maryville in numerous third down and longs, and I felt like we just could have played better. That was, just a bad night for the JV, and we have to understand when you go play Maryville, there's a different speed of the game, and a nice return there by Jamin Crowley. Ended up banging his knee up. I think he's going to be okay. Here's Josiah McClure here on a nice little kickoff return, but we'll bounce back, and the guys are working hard, and we're doing a great job as a coaching staff of getting these guys a lot of reps, and I think once we kind of there's McClure again on a nice little screen. You had Anthony Farrar blocking for him, Braylon Payne blocking. Kipton Fagan playing quarterback. Made some really, really nice throws when he kind of had time to throw it. We stayed on schedule, stayed on rhythm. But, we just got to start the game out better, and that's what we've done the first JV games. There's Dylan Woody, Caleb Riker. There's Connor Penrod making a play. He's excited to have him in the program. There's, Zaire Oliver. Nice little run by Zaire there. Does a good job of bending the ball back. Here's Kipton here with the rollout and just takes it and run. If we just kind of could have done this early on and kind of stayed in manageable situations, it probably would have been a little bit closer game. So there's Kipton again. Took a shot right there, but he's a tough kid. He's going to come back up. Keeps his eyes down the field, dumps the ball off to Ezra Mahoney. Felt like give the JV offensive line some love. You had Brandon Roy up there blocking, Gage Pellegrin, Hudson Edwards. Trying to see who else. Spencer Hatmaker, I know, was up there, playing a little bit. Javier Heck. Those guys kind of up there just kind of grinding away at it. Blocking a little bit. There's the Kai Booth with a nice carry into the end zone. So game started out rough, and once we kind of settled down a little bit, felt like we played a lot better football. Here's Kipton again, does a good job keeping his eyes down the field, finds Mahoney in the end zone. And that's what we got to do with that. That's what we got to do with JV, is we got Catholic coming up on Monday. So same deal. We're going to play Dobyns-Bennnett and Bradley on a Monday night, 2 hour, we'll have hour 30, 2 hour trip. So we've scheduled some very stiff local competition. And David, iron sharpens iron, so it just makes you better. And we hope we can bounce back a little bit Monday against Catholic.
Coach,
that'll be a combined game, by the way.
Is that game at Catholic or
no? It's at Blankenship. So the good news is we got Cleveland at home Friday night, and we got Catholic at home in the JV portion of it. So we got football in Oak Ridge all through the weekend.
Before we bring up Jared and Elijah, give us a scouting report on Cleveland.
So with Cleveland, one thing that's happened down there, they kind of went through a situation kind of like Bearden. They had a late coaching change. They had some players leave. I know they're young, but they do have a very talented receiving group. The quarterback's very talented. Defensively, they have some good-looking kids. I mean, David, you've probably done a lot of Oak Ridge, Cleveland basketball games.
I have, and I've done several football games, too.
Several football games. So one thing with Cleveland is they're going to have some good-looking kids, and they're going to have some athleticism out there. So, first Region 6A game, we have to be majorly focused, and they're going to be dangerous, but they are young. They have a new coach. Coach Brown does a great job. He's been a successful head coach before. So it's a game that we better come out and strap it up.
Coach, I appreciate you being on the show. We might have time to bring you up here, depending on how much these guys talk here. But
I don't know. They may take all your time up.
Hey, if they do, they do. It's Coach Derek Rang, head coach of the Wildcats. We are at Okie Sports Grill. We appreciate them for allowing us to host the show here tonight. Let's send it back. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll have Jared Bafford and Elijah Young, two linemen on the Wildcat team. We'll be back with them in a moment.
I enjoy living and raising a family in East Tennessee because it's always been home to me. One thing that makes Fox Insurance Group stand out from other agencies is our customer service. Insurance, a lot of times, for a lot of people, is not something they really like to deal with, so I like to be there for them and help them through the process. It makes me feel good when I know my customer can rely on me and trust me. Yes, I'm very excited Fox Insurance Group is now an independent agency. It opens up so many doors for our customers and the agency as a whole, and we're going to be there for you when you need us the most.
Who are you not to be uncommon? Who are you not to be one in a million? 100 million? Your day job is what you do, but it doesn't define you. In a world of common, it might. But you? You were born to do uncommon things with the time you've been given. When's the last time Common fought a wildfire? Or brought a town back from the dark? Or stood against a rising flood? Common doesn't do that. Uncommon does that. And here, where uncommon lives are shaped, is where history will find you. A few weeks a year, and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
"Ugh, come on, seriously?
This is so extra."
But what you could say is,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your local State Farm agents are available to help you online, over the phone, or in person. State Farm agents are here to help answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra. Get with someone who can actually help. Contact me, Agent Laura Lynn Green, today.
This is Melvin Jackson, inviting you to experience mouth-watering, slow-smoke barbecue that hits every spot every time. Fats Barbecue is now open in Oak Ridge at 366 East Tennessee Avenue. Stop by our brand new storefront or catch our award-winning food truck on the move. For over 30 years, our award-winning barbecue has been a staple in the East Tennessee. Perfectly smoked meats, hearty sides, and then that down-home flavor you love. Planning an event, we cater weddings, parties, and more. Call 865-421-3287. Fats Barbecue, where every guest is family. Follow the smoke, find the flavor.
Welcome back to Okie Sports Grill here in Oak Ridge. We appreciate you watching our show, and we appreciate Len Hart and Okies for allowing us to do our show here tonight. Joining me here, two linemen on the Oak Ridge team, both seniors. To my immediate right is Jared Bafford, and to his right is Elijah Young, both seniors. First off, guys, I've got obviously some questions I'm going to ask you, but I'm going to ask you just some easy ones right out of the chute. You're 4-0 coming into Friday's ball game. Talk about those 4 ball games and the wins and how you think the team's played and what you can do to get better.
Well, for like our first game against Halls, they were like a really good, kind of a really good start to the year. They were kind of sound on defense, gave us a good look, and like kind of just propelled us into what we are now. The second week was who we played? Clinton. Clinton.
How could you forget that?
Man, that wasn't nothing. Blew them out. Chipping a little bit, whatever. Clinton's always a good game. That really, kind of, they did some funky stuff, which we won't see ever again probably. So, that's that. And then Lenoir City, that was a blowout at halftime. So really just stacking days throughout practice and stacking the games too. That was really important for us.
And then last week, obviously, you knocked off Dobyns-Bennnett. Elijah, I'll let you answer a question here too. Both of you guys have played a lot of football at Oak Ridge. I mean, you started, I guess, with Coach Gaddis Coach Cummings. Obviously, I forgot about Coach Cummings. And then the last 3 years, obviously, Dobyns-Bennnett not on the schedule. Going into 6A, Elijah, did you think it would be more difficult, or what was your thoughts there?
I thought it was going to be
Hello? Okay. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a struggle because we lost a lot of seniors, but we came like a team our first game and then so on and so forth.
I'm gonna ask both of you here, and I got other questions I want to ask you, but I know coming into the year, all I heard from people, honestly, was, as Elijah just said, the offensive line is down, except basically you guys. But, you all have gelled as a unit. I mean, obviously with the newcomers, you got a young guy playing center, and you got some older guys on the right side of the line. Talk about how you have gelled as a unit to really give Blaine time, give Mill time to run. Talk about that.
So really at the beginning of the year, I'm going to be honest, I didn't think we were going to be that good. Me and my dad, we would always just, my dad always has a feeling that, we're going to be good and everything, but as me seeing practice and everything, I didn't feel like we were going to be that good. I thought we could maybe give Blaine 2 seconds in the pocket. But, really, Chip stepping up at center, he's done a phenomenal job. You can't ask a better job from him. And then Torrey and Nate, he's going both ways. He's in probably the best shape he's ever been in his life. And he's just now learning to play offensive line. Torrey, he's been in the program for, 3-4 years. And he's been in this offense for 3 years, so he gets it. He understands it. He knows how to play offensive line.
Elijah, you guys obviously played a lot. Did you do much talking to them, or was it Coach Day? How did that go? Did you all mentor them?
Eventually we did, but we all knew the right side was going to be down. But then as the season came on, we became a leader. Both of us became a leader towards our right side of the O-line. And, yeah.
I talk to linemen all the time, obviously. But one thing that always kind of interests me, obviously you guys don't get a whole lot of credit or a lot of press. I know if you look, of course, most people don't look at newspapers anymore, but the highlights typically are the running backs running for touchdowns, the receivers, the quarterbacks. But you guys are the guys that make all that happen. Does it matter to you if you get credit or just get the credit when you know you've opened up a hole or blocked well to allow Blaine to throw it? What kind of satisfaction do you guys as offensive linemen get?
Me personally, whenever I know it's a good block, I'm just thinking of the highlight I'm finna put on them. Because, I'm trying to get to college, so, I'm thinking about my future in college from that one block.
Same, but our skill players do hype us up every time we do a good job blocking. So,
one of the things that I've noticed and over the years watching football is linemen, you guys do a lot of talking across the line. There's a lot of things that go unheard by the average fan or unseen by the average fan. What kind of things go on inside the line when that goes on that you can say without, that you can say on live television? And what kind of things are spoken there in the line between you guys and the defensive line?
It all depends on the D line, how they're doing. Or if I'm hot, you can ask him. I'll get a little hot headed. I'll start talking a little trash and everything. But at the same time, you got to be controlled. So,
Elijah, are you a trash talker? You're not a trash. You're not a talker in general, really. That's not really your thing. He's a talker. Is when you're out there on the line, do you ever want to turn around and say, "Will you be quiet"?
Yeah, a lot. But he backs it up, so I don't
What
mind.
kind of things does he say? Live television, remember.
You're fat. A lot of things I can't say on here.
Jared, you've had a lot of pancake blocks. I've seen your stats. I've watched, when we put the highlights together, you have a lot of those. You have just ripped people down. And I was thinking, what do you say to them when they're laying on the ground and you're on top of them? What are you saying to them?
That goes back to how they've been treating me throughout the game. If they've been talking crap, I'm going to go say something. Just last Friday at Dobyns-Bennnett, number 4, he was talking a little crap towards the end of the game. And, we got a penalty. I think it was the illegal shift or whatever. And then we ran a play, and then we passed the ball, and you can ask like, yeah, I said, watch this, and I pancaked him, and Elijah just comes out of nowhere just saying, you don't need no help.
You play a little defense. I know you play. You're in on that safety, I believe, actually. And Elijah, do you play much defense at all? I didn't think so. But as offensive players, you're probably not going to score touchdowns. You probably have more, Jared. You probably have more of an opportunity. But if you were ever to score a touchdown or score at all in a game, what would your celebration dance be like, or what kind of things would you do to celebrate in the end zone?
Well, since I'm like right in front of coach, I'll just hand the ball to the ref and come to the sideline. But if I wasn't in front of coach, I'd definitely be doing something.
Yeah, you got a couple coaches in here. You probably want to say the right things, Elijah.
Pardon me?
Celebration. If you ever scored, what? You have a dance move that you would put out in front of everybody, or what?
I'd make Blaine do the lineman.
Traditions at Oak Ridge are always big. I know you all have been around this program for 4 years now, so tradition. Walking down the steps obviously is a big one. What are your favorite traditions of Oak Ridge football?
Definitely the Walk of Champions. That's like every time I see my parents, my sister, or something on there, they always try to make me laugh, and they usually get me. So
exact same thing.
Tell us, the average fan that doesn't know much about line play, what would that be? Something that they wouldn't know, what would that be? Is there anything out there that you all do as linemen that the average fan wouldn't know?
What does the average fan not know?
Is it hard to be a lineman? I'll just ask you that. Yeah. Why is it hard to be a lineman?
Well, I mean, it goes back to what you were saying. Like, we don't get none of the credit, but at the same, like, you got to really dig at some points. Like, especially in practice, dude. Coach Day, he will like basically make it feel like punishment, but it's not.
Elijah, what's it like? I mean, are you sore on Saturday mornings after a ball game? How sore are you?
Very sore, very, very sore. But after during practice is where you are super sore. But Friday nights, you don't feel it at all.
Can either one of you do a good Coach Kevin Day impression, or maybe not an impression, or some of the things that he says to you guys all the time? Can you all do that, or kind of tell us some of the kind of maybe cliche things he says or things he says to you, or an impression?
I feel like, well, me and Coach Day, we have a great relationship. So I can't really do an impression, but whenever, say he tells us that we're in Indy or something, and we're in team. They happened the other day, and I was like, he's like, guys, what are you doing? And I was like, Coach Day, we're in team. He goes, no, we're in Indy. I said, and then Rank calls team, and he's like, I said, Coach Day, we're in team.
Torrey dropped weight in AC, and he kept on banging his head on the whiteboard, and that was the best impression I could do of Coach Day.
What is something crazy that you have done that your parents would kill you if they found out you ever did it? I see parents out here, so I guess you got to be a little careful on that.
I don't know.
Y'all don't want to answer that one?
My parents kind of know everything I do. I don't do much outside of what they already expect me to do.
I got pulled over for having my phone out while driving.
Did you tell your parents right away?
Oh, I haven't told them yet.
I think you might have just told them, actually. Will there be consequences for that action?
Maybe. Nah. They're chill about that.
What was the first job you guys wanted to do when you were growing up? Is there a job that you wanted to do just growing up? What would that be?
I wanted to be, the first memory is I wanted to be like my brother and go into the Marines. But then after I kind of grew out of that, I kind of wanted to be a zookeeper for a while because the movie Zookeeper.
Okay.
A NASCAR driver.
Oh, a NASCAR driver? Do you still want to be a NASCAR driver?
No.
Dude, I want to be a Bulldog.
Do y'all have any phobias or superstitions before ball games? Superstitions, basically, or any phobias?
My superstition is I have to go to this one spot on the field before, like, whenever we're doing personal warm-ups, and like me and him go down there, but I have to have my phone in a certain spot.
Okay, Elijah.
No.
I don't really got one unless it's free game poop.
Okay, that's interesting. Which coach on the staff, on the current staff, would you have liked to have seen play?
I would like to have seen. There's like 3 of them. I want to see Coach Day play in his prime. Definitely Coach Rang, and I want to see it. Like, I know we have highlights, but I want to see Coach McKeithen sling it.
Okay, Elijah.
Coach Bam, because he all that. I don't know if he can back it up now.
Guys, as we approach, we're getting close to the end of your segment here. We got about 5 more minutes or so. As you approach the second half of the year, obviously this is game number 5 on Friday. How far can you go? Last year you made it to the semifinals, Final Four in the state. What about this team?
We keep on chugging. We're going to make it to state.
Same thing.
Okay, I don't know if I asked you this last year or not, but in a zombie apocalypse, who on the team would you like to have with you and why?
Do I get to pick more than one person?
Of course.
I'd take Tim, Tori, and Elijah.
Why?
Because Tim and Tori, they're going to get in an argument, and I'm going to start laughing at it. And then Elijah's going to be like kind of the level-headed one out of all of us and like tell us if something's dumb or not.
Elijah?
Who's smartest?
Out of who?
Everyone.
Probably JT.
JT. I'm going to bring JT. I'm going to bring Tim. And I'm going to bring Blaine, because why not?
Are you guys leaders on the team?
Yeah.
I would say I have a leadership role on the team.
Tell me how you show your leadership.
Every day I break us down. Every game behind the banner, I get us going. Every time I give a pregame speech, whatever.
Elijah?
I'm not a vocal leader, but when someone makes a mistake, I can hold them up and.
Do y'all have any nicknames that you had when you were kids?
My parents call me J-Rod, and Coach Branson does.
Elijah?
Big J from Coach Branson.
Coach Branson gave you that name? What's your favorite memory as a player playing football at Oak Ridge?
Whenever I got the slap, my sophomore year in the first game, dude, that I was famous for 3 days.
3 days, Elijah.
Probably playing Clinton my sophomore year. Just had a memo.
Jared, I know you've gone on a lot of college visits. Elijah, I don't know. Talk about after high school, what you guys want to do.
I definitely am going to go play college football. Not sure where yet, but I'm going to go play college football.
Elijah?
Same thing, but I want to fight. I have 6 offers right now, and I don't think any of them are going to be a good fit. But, I do want to play some college football up there.
Guys, anything else you'd like to say before we close it out? Maybe shout-outs to your teammates or family?
Shout out all my teammates here. I don't really know who all's here, but, some of them are here. And then shout out to my family.
Shout out to everyone.
Shut your mouth.
Guys, I appreciate you joining us on the show, and good luck Friday night against Cleveland.
Thank you.
That's Jared Baffert along with Elijah Young. This has been our Crunch Time show live here from Okies Sports Grill. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate Okies for allowing us to do the show. Appreciate Mark and Sean and all our camera guys that do the camera work for our Friday night ball games and as well. For Coach Rang, this is David Clary saying until next week, so long, everybody.
fullback. Up the middle he goes 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Scott Fisher 45, 50, 45, 40. Fisher 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Scott Fisher has just gone 98 yards for an Oak Ridge touchdown.
Time, I can't deal it. So unfair, and it feels like heaven so far away. And it feels.
Third and 6. Here comes Oak Ridge. Just almost a sack. A screen pass intercepted by Warendine. To the 30, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20. Michael Warendine down to the 15-yard line. Porter under center from the 4. He rolls to his right. Backside pressure. Passes complete. Touchdown Oak Ridge. Booker scores. Booker scores. Booker scores. 12 seconds to play. Pandemonium reigns at Blankenship Field. Hall to the far left. Sarple pass. Pumps once. Here's the pass complete to Rock Harden. Rock Harden 45 to the 40 to the 35. And he waits. There he goes. There he goes. Touchdown Oak Ridge. The Wildcats score. Rock Harden. Rock Harden takes it down the field. Caldwell the tailback, Woods the pass. Fires it, pass, batted away, intercepted by Oak Ridge. Wildcats Connor Goldmeyer at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, down the field 45, 40, 35, 30, down the field, Connor Goldmeyer to the 20, to the 15. We might have a new record, a new record. Let's see what Brian does. He's going to pass. Setting up a little pass. Boom! Big stick! What a shot by Matt Smith. He blasted that guy. For the Wildcats. Handoff goes up the middle, Rivers to the 40, breaks it down the right side, 45 to the 40, to the 45 to the 50, to the 45 to the 40, to the 45 to the 30, to the 15, to the 10. High touchdown Oak Ridge. Jamie Woodman, oh, you've got away, 14-7 Oak Ridge, and Minor will roll to his right. Has some time. Down the field it goes to Sean Williams, complete 40, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, 25, 15, 10, touchdown, no flags down, Sean Williams scores.
Booker at the 5 on the return to the 10, to the 15, Booker at the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, Corey Booker with a kicker to beat, makes a move on him and blows him away, he'll take it home, baby, Corey Booker, 5, touchdown Oak Ridge.
5-yard line. Here comes Adrian handing it off to Booker. Booker breaks free at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30, 25, 40. Corey Booker 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. The freshman who's just gone 95 yards. Touchdown Oak Ridge. Corey Booker has gone 95 yards for the Oak Ridge touchdown. Under center, rolling to his left, looking, firing, there's a man, 2 points in the Wildcats win! Jacob Schneider makes the catch! It's pandemonium on Blankenship Field! Adrian Porter connects with his tight end. Jacob Snyder into the Oak Ridge fans. And Jerry Colter will pitch to Summers, and he wants to throw. He looks long. The man is there. The pass is kick. Touchdown, Mike Underwood. Underwood on the reception on the halfback pass from Sean Summers. And Oak Ridge
Wildcats trail. Gordy draws back the pass. Has some time. Pass is complete. And it's going to be a touchdown to David Brown as nobody, I mean nobody, baby, was on him.
going for two. And Colquitt will roll to the right, gives it off the white. He looks to the end zone. 2 points, baby. Oak Ridge has won this ball game from Blankenship Field. The greatest opening victory we've seen in some time. Five men on the line for the Wildcats. Robbie Knight hands it off to Ogletree. Blasted in the backfield. Loses 5 yards. The Wildcats come in strong, and they drop him for a big loss. Greg Central going to the extra point with Greg Johnson. The hold will be Billy King. 42-41. Oak Ridge on top of Central, and let's see what the Wildcats can do with the kick. Here's a low snap. Here's the kick. It's a block. Oak Ridge is headed to the state championship ball game at Vanderbilt on a block extra point. 42-41. And Oak Ridge, pandemonium reigns on the field. The Wildcats are headed to Vanderbilt. A blocked extra point. Oak Ridge celebrating pandemonium. Fans on the field. The block kick and Central season will end on their home field. And Oak Ridge will go to Vanderbilt.